Welcome to the Thrive Forever Fit Show, the podcast that's here to ignite your potential and guide you on a journey towards living your best life. I'm your host, Jay Nixon, and I'm thrilled to have you with us today. On this show, we're passionate about one thing, and that's helping you reach your full potential, whether that's in your health and fitness, relationships, career, or personal growth. We're here to provide you with tools, strategies, and inspiration to thrive in every aspect of your life. Each episode will dive deep into topics that matter most, featuring insightful interviews with experts, thought leaders, and individuals who've achieved extraordinary success. Together, we're going to explore powerful mindset shifts, nutrition and fitness strategies, effective goal setting, mindfulness techniques, and much, much more. We'll break down the barriers that hold you back and help you build resilience, focus, and unwavering determination. So if you're ready to unleash your potential and embark on a transformative journey, this podcast is for you. It's time to embrace your inner fire, tap into your limitless capabilities, and make every day an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and empowered to live the life you've always dreamed of. The Thrive Forever Fit Show is here to support you every step of the way. Let's dive in. Before we dive into the show, I want to take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of this episode. It is very dear and near and close to my heart because it is Lori's company, SpaStar. If you ever had the opportunity to watch someone create something from a thought or a vision and make this magical thing actually come to life, well, then you'll know why I'm so extremely proud of her and why I'm so excited to have her sponsoring the Thrive Forever Fit Show. If you've listened to my podcast, then you probably heard her on episode 259. If you haven't heard that, I would go listen to episode 259 as soon as you finish this episode. She talks about the story of how she created it, the adversity she overcame, the challenges that she worked through, and just the inspirational story that I know you're absolutely going to love. But what SpaStar is a luxury wrap. And it was created as a spa wrap for people who were getting beauty treatments. But what we found out is it is a piece for everyday life. People are wearing it as swimsuit cover-ups, resort wear, just to get ready in the mornings or for that special event. It is the most unique piece. And I've actually worn this thing several times. I was the actual first model for this. Maybe I'll show you guys some photos of that when the time is right. But it is such a cool creation called the Get Ready Wrap by SpaStar. And because you're a listener, you get 15% off today because you support me. So just go to spastar.net, the word spa, the word star.net. And at the checkout, enter Thrive15, THRIVE 15, and you're going to get 15% off of your Get Ready Wrap. So many of my clients already have these and absolutely love them. We're selling them all over the country and all over the world, for that matter, to high-end luxury spas and to people just like you that are using them inside of their own homes. They're traveling with them. They're using them at the pool. It's so really just unbelievably cool to see and witness. And I'm so blessed to be a part of it. And I'm so blessed to have Lori actually sponsoring my podcast, which I think is really, really cool. So go check out SpaStar. I know you're going to love it. It is the coolest thing ever. And guys, this isn't just for ladies. This is one of the coolest gifts you could get any female in your life, for that matter. If Lori hadn't have created it, I would buy them for her as a gift to show her my love and appreciation. So dudes, if you're listening and you need to get a gift for your significant other or some special person in your life, go to spastar.net, grab a Get Ready Wrap. There's all kinds of colors. There's black, there's sage, there's a berry color, there's a gosh, I just went blank. There's a kind of a greeny, kind of avocado-y color. Really cool. You're definitely going to love these, I promise. So go to spastar.net, check it out, support Lori. And Lori, thank you for sponsoring the show. All right, let's get to the action. Welcome to a Power Pod episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. These are little mini short, powerful punches of inspiration, motivation, and pure awesomeness. If you're watching on YouTube, I want to apologize for the red face, the dripping sweat. I just got back from a 3-mile walk it's 115 degrees today here in Palm Desert. And I ran to my studio because I had this thought while I was walking. I had to get it out. I had to get it to you. I had to get it in your ears. So please forgive me for the wet workout look that I'm portraying on YouTube. If you're listening on audio, give yourself a pass. You don't have to look at this. But I thought it was too important to wait. I thought it was too valuable for me to go and change clothes and dry off and cool off and do all those things. And when you get these moments of inspiration, you just want to share them. You don't want to take a chance on them moving on to the next dimension. And so I thought it was so important that here we go. So one of my mentors told me a long time ago, this very statement. I want you to think about this. Genes load the gun, environment pulls the trigger. So you've often heard people say, I've got bad genes. Like this runs in my family, heart disease, diabetes, high cholesterol, bad knees, bad joints, like arthritis, osteoporosis, you name it. You've heard somebody say that, maybe even you've said it. But that my mentor is a world-renowned research scientist, one of the smartest men on the planet. Genes load the gun. So yeah, the gun's there, it's loaded. But environment pulls the trigger. So what that tells me is this. Decisions are dominant. Your genes aren't. The decisions you make will dictate the outcomes you get. And if you've got the gun loaded, then the decisions you make are even more important than if the gun's not loaded. So environment is everything. An environment is the people, places, things, foods, movement. It's everything you do, right? It's your mindset. It's your physical body. It's the decisions you make for your mindset, your emotional state, your psychological state, your physical state. And so if you've got a loaded gun, just take your hand, take your finger off the trigger. And how do you do that? You do that by putting yourself in an environment that is conducive for you to live a healthy, happy life and not even ever have to worry about that. So if something runs in your family, a bad gene per se, a bad cholesterol gene, a heart thing, a high propensity for X disease, if it runs in your family, don't put yourself in the same environment that your family put themselves in. You see, I say this all the time. If you look at a family, if you look at a family reunion photo, everybody will look predominantly the same. And if we look at family reunion photos from like 100 years ago, 80 years ago, 70 years ago, there was nobody in those photos that was overweight to a giant magnitude and or obese. But if you look at a family photo now, even the little kids are obese. And so it's not the gene that's causing that. It's the environment. It's the environment of movement or lack of movement. It's the environment of nutrition or lack of nutrition. It's the environment of mindset or lack of positive mindset. Those are the environments that are going to dictate whether or not you get to live your life without the disease dictating your decisions. Right? See, because the environment that you decide to put yourself in, the decisions and choices that you decide to make will either pull the trigger and you will get said genetic disease that has been passed on to you. The opportunity for it has been passed on to you, or you won't. And I'm here to hope that you won't. I'm red-faced and sweaty because I just thought that this message was so vastly important that I didn't have the time to wait. And this is how I want you to look at your life. You don't have the time to wait. You don't have the time to cool off. Start making the decisions right now that either unload the gun, take your finger off the trigger, maybe even put the gun down. I've known people whose entire families have been obese, riddled with heart disease, high cholesterol, blood problems, weight problems, diabetes, you name it, high levels of pharmaceutical necessity. And I've watched one person change their environment. They didn't change their genes. Their mama's still their mama, right? Their dad's still their dad. Their cousin's still their cousin. Their grandparents are still their grandparents. The family tree didn't change, but the environment that this person decided to live within changed. And the environment is the decisions they made, the decisions they made to break the chain. And so what will happen now is that their family her kids won't know that the gun is loaded. They won't even need to know that the gun is loaded. All they'll need to know is that their mom was the one. Their mom was the one that broke the chain and changed the environment. And now they're going to be taught and they're going to catch all of the positive, powerful things that environments need to be. Proper nutrition, great movement, unbelievable positive growth level mindset. And they won't have to suffer like their ancestors suffered. So why don't you be the one? Why don't you be the one that breaks the chain? Why don't you be the one that changes everything, that changes the lineage of your family, so that the next generation and the following and the following and the following don't even have to have the gun loaded anymore. They won't even know. Eventually, they won't even know that their great grandfather had a heart attack, was obese, put himself in a bad environment. They won't even know, because the environment that you've created for them based on your decisions will allow them to live a life of freedom. Like, imagine living the life free of worrying about your weight, worrying about your health, worrying about your heart, worrying about your cholesterol, worrying about diabetes, worrying. Most of us live a life of worry, and that's not even really living. Imagine if you're the one that breaks the chain. You're the one that takes all the worry and puts it away. You're the one that changes the environment. I hope you'll be the one. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Be awesome to yourself. Be awesome to each other. We'll see you soon. Hey, before you go, I'd just like to say thank you again for listening to the Thrive Forever Fit podcast and watching on YouTube. It means the absolute world to me. And if you would do me one favor, and that is simply subscribe and review this podcast on whatever platform it is that you enjoy it on. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, doesn't matter. I would absolutely be so grateful and so thankful if you do that for me. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you again next week with an awesome episode. Bye.